shouldn't feel the pressure to appear older or to act older. If it is something that you internally are not aligned with, this is not what I actually want to do, then just say no. And if that group of people is going to reject you for it or they're going to bully you for this, just cut those people off. Hello everyone, my name is Springy and welcome back to my channel. Now this video is really special to me because I know although I look like I'm 12, I'm turning 20 next year and it's crazy how fast the time flies by. I feel really old. Today I really felt my big sister responsibility to give you some of my very honest tips and also kind of like look back on my teenage years and give you some really like solid advice on what would I change if I could just turn back time and maybe enjoy my teenage years better. I'm still 19 and I still feel like a kid myself, but I feel like over the years I've gained some experience, as we all do as we get older. I actually wrote it on the paper, and this does not happen often, okay? So one of the first things that I see so much nowadays is maturing early. For example, like when I see people going to elementary school, they're literally like 12, but they look like they're 25. Like, I swear, I don't mean this like by their natural appearance, but by the amount of makeup and the style of makeup and the style of clothing and just their behavior sometimes in general. They act like so much older than they really are. And now, don't take me wrong, I have nothing against using makeup and stuff, because it's normal that kids, even like at a younger age, they try to experiment with these things, and it's fine, and everybody's just finding themselves, especially like in these years, in your teenage years. But please do not try to mature early. Like, I know we all are different, and some people might act more mature when they're like 15, and some people might be more playful and childish. Like, for example, I feel like I am more of that playful person. But please don't try to like force yourself to grow up early. You shouldn't feel the pressure to appear older or to act older. Second thing is, do not be a people pleaser. I know this is easier said than done, but I also had like a period in my life when I was kind of a people pleaser without even realizing it. It's okay to say no. You need to be assertive. You need to learn how to say no. If you don't want to do something, just say no. And I understand that, especially if you're like in a group of people, you don't want to be like outsiders, so you feel this internal pressure to say yes, to agree, to conform, to go with majority. But if it is something that you internally are not aligned with, if you internally feel like this is not the right thing for me, or this is not what I actually want to do, then just say no. And if that group of people is going to reject you for it, or they're going to bully you for this, or they're just going to tell you that you're weird, then those are not real friends, and you should totally just cut those people off. And this leads me to the next point: cut the toxic people off. I also, in the past, was surrounded by people that I thought were my friends, but they were actually not. And although we all meet with these kinds of people, the earlier you recognize that some things, it's not always easy to recognize that this person is not my real friend, or this person, even if it's not a friend, like it can be like a classmate, or I don't know. If that person constantly makes you purposefully uncomfortable and they're not willing to like stop acting that way towards you, then you should cut them off. It's not possible. I used to think that it is possible to be friends with everybody. Like, you would see me in like my elementary school, I would constantly try to be friends with everyone. And those people, they could have even different opinions, and we might not have been like the perfect match in terms of like being best friends or something, but I would constantly try to like force this, like be friends with a person and constantly talk with them and stuff. And then I kind of realized as I got older that it's just not possible. It's not humanly possible to be friends with every single person on this earth. And that's okay, because we all are different. Some people just get along better than the others. And not being friends with everybody does not mean like hating everybody or that everybody hates you. It just means that they have different opinions than you, and it's okay to accept that. And also, if you have some childhood friends, I know it might be hard to like when you're like slowly losing contact with your like friends from childhood. And I had a really good friend. We've been like best friends for years, and as I got to high school, we slowly started like not being in contact with each other. And it made me feel really like sad, because at first I didn't even want to admit to myself that we're like not really being friends anymore. But then I kind of just learned to accept it. I was like wondering, what did I do wrong? Why is this person like, why are we no longer talking? We have certain opinions, we have certain interests, and as we grow, that changes, as I already said. And you know, for example, me and my old best friend from elementary school, we also have like totally different paths in life, and our interests just went on a completely different way. That's fine. So just learn to accept that people come and go. It takes some time. Do not fixate yourself on the past relationships that like no longer serve you. Another thing that is super important, and it's so cliche because everybody says it, but I'm gonna repeat it because it's important, and that's be confident. When I entered high school, I was literally like so self-conscious. Like I feel like I never really had like problems with confidence since I'm an extroverted person, and I was kind of changing my styles, you know, trying different things, which you totally, I think, should do. Even with makeup, with nails, with, I don't know, like with different types of music, with different types of hobbies. It's fine. Just try it all. Try everything you want to try. And this way you really can have like multiple experiences and really see what you want to do in your life. This is kind of how you discover yourself. But to go back to the point, and I was walking on the hallway, especially when I was a freshman, I would be so super self-conscious, and like, how do I look like? How does my hair look like? And I would constantly be thinking, what do people in the hallway around me that I didn't even know, what do they think of me? You need to, like, the only opinion that you really need in order to feel confident is your own. Based on what others say, it impacts us, but it impacts us in a way that it forms our idea of ourselves. To ourselves. Nobody is born with the thought, I'm ugly. Like, have you ever seen a little like 5-year-old baby say, oh, I'm ugly? No, and even if you would, it's because they must have heard it from their environment. We are all beautiful in our own way. When we are at such a vulnerable age, like in our teen years, we tend to really care about what others say about us. I feel like the earlier you're gonna stop caring about what others say about you, the easier it will be for you to be confident. Of course, it's always a good idea to listen to your family and to people that are close to you, because these are people that actually care about you and want the best for you. But the strangers and, you know, overall, like, people you meet in life that don't really care about you, like, they don't even know you. If someone's gonna say my dress is ugly, I just don't care because I like it, you know? It's, of course, constructive criticism is a good thing. I'm not telling you to like be blind and deaf and just not listen to anything, because that's not the best idea either. And it's always good to take advice from people if they want the best for you, right? I'm just talking in general. Like, if someone would tell me that I'm ugly, I genuinely wouldn't care. You need to have this mentality that you know what you really are like. You know that you're confident, you're beautiful, you're talented and funny, and I don't know what, everything else. But really, just, you have to like make these affirmations of yourself. It's just about truly believing who you are. Like, you know what you really are like. You know, so you kind of like shield yourself from all the negative thoughts and opinions of other people. And fifth thing, when I was little, I used to be such a gamer. I would like spend so much time on a computer, especially when I was like 12, 13, 14. And I'm so grateful to my parents for like limiting my time that I could spend because like on a computer, because back then I didn't understand. I would be like, why can't I be only like 1 hour a day or something? But really, no, I'm so grateful. It's okay to play video games. I still love to play video games sometimes, although I don't really have much time for that, but I still love to play. Like, I used to play Star Stable. I used to even make like videos from a game, and that's fine because we all have different interests. But please do not waste any part of your life, but especially your teenage years, on social media or only like being at your computer or something. Just try new things, discover new hobbies, because if you will be only staring at your freaking phone all the time, 24 hours, 7 days a week, you won't even have hobbies. How do you know what you really like and want to do in your life if you don't try anything? It's like sitting in your room and being like, I want to be like, I don't know, I want to be cook, I want to cook things. Well, how do you even know you actually want to do that if you won't ever try? Like, yes, of course you can cook at home, but like you get the idea. Like, you need to try new things to discover what you actually want to do. And if you have a dream and you know what you want to do in your life, then try to invest your energy into that, because you will gain all this wonderful experience from the world. There are so many things you can do either at home or that are really almost free or low cost that you can like grow your skills and discover. So these are probably all of my tips. I could talk about this for hours, but I still am a teenager myself, and I really just wanted to give you my experience, like some solid advice that helped me. And if I could just go back in time and just talk to a younger self, these are definitely things I would just tell me. I hope this video helped you out. And if you have some other tips or experience, feel free to comment in the comment section down below. I always love to read your comments. And so yeah, I hope that this video cheered you up a little. And remember, it's okay to kind of feel lost, especially in your teenage years. People feel lost like even in their 20s, 30s, 40s, it's fine. Just do not take feeling lost as being lost, but as redirection. And just try to figure out what you love doing in your life and live to your fullest. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next video. Bye!